Okay, pause, rewind, go back to the beginning. Because I have to tell you something really important about watering your plants. Welcome to my channel where we all work together to keep our plants happy and healthy. Now, do not water your plants until you hear this. Why? Because most of us are killing our plants with too much love and water. It's a common problem, but it's easy to fix if you just know what to look out for. So pay close attention to these next few seconds, because I am gonna show you how to avoid overwatering once and for all. And trust me, you never want to miss this again. Okay, so let me ask you a question. When was the last time you checked the moisture in your soil before watering? Most people don't check at all. They just stick to a set schedule like watering every Friday without fail. But here's the thing, your plants don't care about your schedule. They care about the conditions inside the pot. So you shouldn't either. Just think about it. If the soil still has plenty of moisture in it, like after you just watered it yesterday, why would you water again today? That's called overwatering, and it can be deadly for your plants. All you're doing is forcing too much water into the roots and suffocating them. This is actually causing root rot, which means your plant will eventually die. Yep, you heard me right. Overwatering is one of the #1 ways that people kill their plant. So let me explain it this way. There's two types of plant killers, underwatering and and today I'm going to teach you how to avoid both. First, let's talk about You'll know you're underwatering if your plant's leaves begin to droop or wilt. And if you lift up the pot, it feels very light, then you definitely need to water. Think of it like this. The weight of the water in the pot should feel heavy, and if it doesn't, you need to water. If the soil is so dry that you can even see small cracks forming on the surface, then you definitely need to water. And if the leaves begin to turn brown and crispy, then you definitely need to water. But also make sure you flip the pot over and check the drainage holes. If they're completely clogged, then water won't be able to drain out of the bottom. And if that happens, you're gonna have soggy soil and root rot, which we don't want. So take a wooden skewer or a chopstick and push it through the drainage hole. Make sure that water can flow through freely. But now let's get back to the main topic. How do you know when to water? Well, there's an easy trick. I call it the 1-inch rule. You only water your plant when the top 1 inch of soil is completely dry. No dryness, no water. It's that simple. Let me show you how to do it. First, grab your watering can or hose. And second, stick it into the pot. Then use your other hand to pull back the soil like this. Now you can see the moisture inside. You'll notice that some of the soil clings to the roots. That's normal. Just shake off the excess or gently brush it away. Now you can see exactly how wet the soil is. And if it looks like this, then you need to water. Once you fill up the pot, you'll see water draining out of the bottom, which is exactly what you want. And if you don't see any drainage, then check the drainage holes. Maybe there's a clog. Take a chopstick and push it through and you'll see the difference. And by the way, pro tip here, make sure your pots have drainage holes. If they don't, then you're guaranteed to have problems. You can poke holes yourself with a drill or buy a self-watering pot like this. I like to add 1/2 inch of pebbles to the bottom. That way the water flows down and sits on top of the pebbles and feeds the roots from below. The best thing is you can take this with you anywhere. It's super portable, and that's perfect if you move around a lot. The best part about the 1-inch rule is you can test it out before you water and you can test it again afterwards. Just insert your chopstick or finger and feel the moisture. If you did it right, the soil should feel evenly moist but not soggy. The next step is to check on your plants regularly. It's the best way to stay on top of watering. Once you master the 1-inch rule, you'll know exactly how often to water your plants. And remember, don't rely on a set schedule or calendar reminder. Instead, check the moisture first. Only water when it's dry. And speaking of timing, there's another secret about watering that most people don't know. Always water in the morning, not in the afternoon. Here's why. Watering in the morning gives the soil time to absorb the water before the sun comes up and heats the soil. But watering in the afternoon is like pouring boiling hot water on top of a pan on high heat. It's just asking for trouble. So if you live in a hot climate, always water in the morning, like right after sunrise. This is the best way to prevent your plant from wilting. After all, you don't want your plant to suffer from heat stress. You just want it to thrive. Now I know you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot of info to remember. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually super easy. And just remember, check the moisture before you water. Only water when it's dry, and always water in the morning. Now that you know how to water your plants correctly, let me ask you, what was the hardest part for you? Was it checking the moisture or was it watering in the morning? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you'll never miss one of my videos. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps others find it too. And if you want more tips, check out this video next. I promise you'll learn something new. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to help you out. Remember, if you think you're a bad plant parent, you're not alone. We've all been there, but with a little bit of knowledge and a whole lot of love, you can keep your plants happy and healthy. And I believe you can do it. And if you prove it to yourself, then who knows, maybe one day you'll even become a plant whisperer. Until then, happy planting, my friend.